everyone, welcome to TechNow Explained, where we discuss about how AI and technology can affect our future. Today, we're diving behind the curtain of one of the most talked about technologies in the world, ChatGPT. You've seen it write essays, answer questions, even crack jokes. But how does it actually work? What's going on behind the scenes when you type a message and an AI responds like a human? Stick around as we break it all down in the simplest way possible. No need for a computer science degree. We're keeping it fun and beginner-friendly. Make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to TechNow Explained, and comment below with your wildest or funniest experience using ChatGPT. Let's get into it. Let's start with the basics. ChatGPT is a language model, a kind of AI designed to understand and generate human language. The GPT stands for Generative Pre-trained Transformer. Sounds fancy, right? Don't worry, we'll unpack it step by step. Generative means it can generate text, new sentences, answers, even poems. Pre-trained means it has already learned from a huge amount of text before you ever start chatting with it. Transformer is the type of neural network architecture it uses, and it's the real secret sauce behind how ChatGPT understands context and meaning. In short, ChatGPT is a super-powered autocomplete system that can hold conversations, answer questions, and sound remarkably human, all because of how it's trained and structured. So, how does it learn to talk? It all starts with training, and a lot of it. ChatGPT is trained on massive amounts of text from books, websites, forums, and other public data. We're talking hundreds of billions of words. The goal? To teach it patterns in language. For example, if you see the phrase, once upon a, you probably know time comes next. ChatGPT learns thousands of patterns like that, but on a much larger and deeper scale. It doesn't memorize facts the way you might study for a test. Instead, it learns relationships between words and ideas. This is called statistical learning, figuring out what words are likely to come next in a sentence based on the context. And here's the kicker. It doesn't actually understand the world. It doesn't know what a tree feels like or what ice cream tastes like. It just predicts what sounds like the right thing to say. That might sound basic, but with the right training and enough data, the results are shockingly smart. Now, let's talk about what makes ChatGPT so different from older AI systems. The Transformer. Introduced in 2017 by researchers at Google, the Transformer architecture revolutionized how AI processes language. It allowed models to focus on context, not just nearby words, but the entire conversation. Think of it like this. Old models read text like a person with tunnel vision, only looking at one word at a time. Transformers? They look at the whole sentence, even the whole paragraph, all at once. This is done using something called attention mechanisms. They help the model figure out which words are important in understanding meaning. For example, in the sentence, "The bank by the river was flooded," the word bank refers to nature, not finance. The model can pick up on that. This is why ChatGPT can remember context, follow complex instructions, and write coherent paragraphs. ChatGPT goes through two major phases to become the friendly chatbot you know today. 1. Pre-training. This is where it reads vast amounts of internet text and learns language patterns. At this stage, it's absorbing everything from Wikipedia to open source books. But it's not yet safe or helpful. It's just learning how language works. 2. Fine-tuning. Next, human trainers step in. They guide the model using a method called reinforcement learning from human feedback, RLHF. This involves showing the model examples of good versus bad responses and using reward signals to nudge it in the right direction. This is how ChatGPT learns not just to sound human, but to be helpful, respectful, and safe most of the time. The fine-tuning step is what turns it from a wild internet parrot into a polite and useful assistant. So what's happening behind the scenes when you type into ChatGPT? Here's a simplified breakdown. You type your message. "Hey ChatGPT, what's the capital of France?" Your text gets converted into tokens, small chunks of text the model can understand. The model uses its neural network to analyze the tokens, look at the context, and predict the most likely next tokens to respond with. It generates a response word by word, or more precisely, token by token, based on probabilities. Finally, you see a complete sentence appear, as if it were typed by a person in real time. This all happens in seconds, and for you, it feels just like chatting with a real person. But behind the scenes, it's just math, probabilities, and massive amounts of training data at work. Now, ChatGPT is impressive, but it's not perfect. What it does well? It can write essays, emails, stories, code, and poems. It's great at summarizing information and generating ideas. It can follow instructions and respond conversationally. But here's where it struggles. It doesn't have real understanding or emotions. It sometimes makes things up. This is called hallucinating. It can be biased or give outdated answers depending on how it was trained. In short, it's a powerful tool, but not a human. It's important to use it responsibly and verify information when accuracy matters. ChatGPT keeps getting better because it's built on versions of the GPT model. GPT-3 was the first version most people interacted with. It had 175 billion parameters. Think of those as little knobs the model adjusts to learn language. GPT-4 brought better reasoning, fewer errors, and the ability to process both text and images. GPT-5, the latest version, is even more capable. It handles complex tasks, remembers longer conversations, and integrates real-time tools and web browsing in some versions. These upgrades aren't just about being bigger, they're about being smarter and more aligned with human needs. So there you have it. That's what's happening under the hood of ChatGPT. It's a massive language model trained on oceans of data. It uses the transformer architecture to understand context. It learns through pre-training and human fine-tuning. And it responds using probabilities and predictions, not real understanding. It's not alive. It doesn't think. But it's one of the most advanced tools we've ever created for working with language. If this helped you understand how ChatGPT really works, give the video a thumbs up, subscribe to TechNow Explained, and drop a comment with your favorite thing you've used ChatGPT for. Until next time, stay curious and keep exploring the future of AI.